In this example, I'm going to take a look at performing more calculations. I already have a few variables typed in, and we'll fill those in together. So the first one is num equals 22. I'm going to ask the user to input their favorite number. I'm going to calculate a total using the addition operator. I'll calculate a result using the subtraction operator, and I'll multiply the two values together to get a product. So let's first start with the fav number, or fav num, which is short for favorite number. And I want to ask the user for an integer. What's their favorite integer? So I'm going to do int and input, and I need a prompt. So I'll just put enter your favorite number, colon, and make sure you put a space. Now, if you're using download from python.org, you want to make sure that you're pairing up your quotes, and you want to make sure that you're pairing up your parentheses. I'm currently using Replit, so it does it for me automatically. So let's analyze this line. My prompt is enter your favorite number, and since I'm using that with the input function, whatever I type in is going to be a string. Doesn't matter if I type a 5 or a Z or the word 25, it's going to be a string. So I need to use the int function. Okay, so I'm going to use the int function to convert whatever I type in to an integer. Now I want to calculate total. So I'll do num plus, I'll just do a numeric literal 10. Result, I'm going to do fav num minus 1. And these are just random equations, random expressions. Product, let's do num times fav num. Okay, so you should be pretty familiar with those operators. So the operators are the plus sign, the minus sign, the multiplication symbol, and the operands are whatever's on the left and right of those. Remember, this equals sign is not called the equal sign in programming. That's called the assignment operator. Now, the real reason for this example is to take a look at division. In Python, there's two different types of division. There's integer division and there's float division. So I'm going to set up an expression where I'm going to use float division. So PIE is equal to num divided by fav num. And I'll hit return a couple times and do a print. And I'm going to type in pi is and colon. And I do not need a space after that, because Python automatically puts a space in between my arguments when I use the print function. But I want to print out pi. Okay, so when I run this, in the right-hand side of the screen, I should see pi, because I'm going to actually type in as my favorite number the number 7. So when I run this, enter your favorite number, 7. So for this entire example, I'm always going to type in a 7. Pi is 3.142857, ... Okay, so that is float division. Notice how there is a decimal in my answer. As I mentioned, there's also integer division. With integer division, the decimal is truncated. So in other words, the number stops at the decimal place. So I will set up a variable, and I'll do the same exact thing, except this time using integer division, which is 2 slashes, fav num, and I will do a little print, and I will print out our truncated number. And I'll just print that out for now. I will not put a string literal in the print function. Okay, so the very first line that's going to print on the right is going to be the value of pi right there, but it's only going to be my whole number. And after that, we should see 3.14 again. So let's run this. Enter your favorite number, 7. Enter. Okay, so there's my 3 up on the right. And right after that says pi is 3.14, just like we had before. Now, usually when you're working with integer division, you want to find a remainder. Okay, so integer division and the remainder operator, which is the percent symbol on the keyboard, they go together. So remainder is equal to num, percent symbol, fav, num. Now what this line is going to do, it's going to take those two values, it's going to divide them, but it's not going to give you the value of 3 like we had in the previous line on line 12. It's going to give me the leftover. Okay, so in my print, I'm going to adjust this a little bit. Okay, so in this line, 22 divided by 7 is exactly, should print out my 3, because that was my value before. And the second line is going to say with the remainder of, we'll find out what that is. And we still have pi is 3.14, so that should print out right there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 prints. Run this, enter your favorite number, I'll press 7. 22 divided by 7 is exactly 3 with a remainder of 1, and pi is 3.14. So that did work exactly how I expected it. Now there's one more operation I want to take a look at, and this is just a square, simple square. So for my example of square, I'm just going to use the expression value is equal to num asterisk asterisk 2. So this is how you do a square. Okay. If I typed a 3 here, that would be a cube. Okay, so I'm going to print this square. So 22 squared is colon. Be sure that you put in your comma to separate your arguments and print out value. So I'm looking at the value that's going to be printed as a result of integer division. I have another value that's going to be printed as a result of the remainder operator, also called the modulus operator. I have a value that's going to be printed as a result of float division, and I have a value that's going to be printed as a result of using our square. So let's go ahead and run this. Your favorite number, 7, hit enter. 22 divided by 7 is exactly 3, with the remainder of 1. Pi is 3.14, 22 squared is 484. So another example here of performing calculations. Until next time.